Somebody. All right, everybody all right? All right, Ken. Too to be alive. Let's get ready to try to get ready to sign the, let's go run my back up and down with Yahusha. The time up next, man. Wait here, huh? Make it in, yeah. Okay, everybody all right? We get ready to sign the Kato Sarah. All right. Appreciate Mr. Yahuah for another viewing, sparing us lives to be here. All the way by the Khan, which is that favor that he grants us, opportunity to be able to come and hear to the bar. Most of us just hear it, but be able to walk according to it. Everybody don't have that ability. People try it, but they don't be able to do it. They move around, ramble from place to place, house to house, can't get settled. It's hard to get settled when you don't want to abide by truth. It's easy to move around and jump from camp to camp when you don't like something, you get hit, get convicted, then you keep moving and keep running until you find something that fits. I call it Goldilocks religion. They let them have it because they never get satisfied. Then when they get through, they be just like Goldilocks. They tear up everything where they at. That's how she did, tore up everything and made a mess and ran out of there. Then they said, look, they come into part 2 where the bear went in and tore her house up. And I really should have opened my head up too, see what she was thinking. And that first round was armed robbery. I don't know why the police didn't lock up in the first place. They said the Bears went to jail on part 2. They got them for destruction of property, but she didn't get no charges. But I love them cute little white stories. Make you hate your black skin, don't it? Y'all all right? Yes, sir. And they click on the news and shoot. Hold on, Mike. Goodness. Mike, you well. Like you done lost a little weight. You done lost some weight too. You been gone long enough. Maybe I ain't seen you in a while, that's why you look skinny. Ain't that right? Goodness, they should have checked you. Did you sign in the visitor log or you signed on the member side? We got one of them laws out there, put them in our head, them funeral, you walk there. I don't get that. Y'all know that you go to them funeral, when you walk in to sign and stuff. Or the dead people, I be thinking, who's gonna be reading this? I mean, who goes back, anybody got, I know, then we had, okay, do you have the one when my dad died, when people signed it? Did you go back to look and see who signed it?
Not really.
I don't see no reason why. If you ain't here, you're here. I'm thinking everybody ain't come, probably dead too. When you get 80-something years old, ain't many of your living friends coming. They gonna be folk that heard about you. Ain't many folk get up and say you 89, 90. Well, you say you like 103. What they gonna guess? I remember we growed up together. They gonna die so they get through telling that line. I mean, you way too old. You get a certain age. I heard Robert De Niro. He's 71 now. He just had a little baby. Well, go ahead and throw your little thing out there. You better go get you a DNA test. That baby don't know how to act. They ain't your baby. Isn't that right? I'll give him a couple of movie lines. You can't play Casino. You can't play Al Pacino. I mean, you can't play Scarface. It's a lot of act. That kid can't do it. You're not his kid. I'm telling you, that's one of my favorite actors, Robert De Niro. What's the other one? Al Pacino, yeah, no. Anthony Hopkins. Who just died? Who? Yoda. Ray Liotta. He ain't just died. He died last year. You late. Yeah, Ray Liotta been dead for a little while. I thought you talking about Yoda, the little thing from Star Trek. I like, man, I don't care about that. I think that man trying to figure out. I'm like, Yoda, man. I mean, come on, man. Height. If you that tall and you're a grown man, how long you expect to be around him? You only get so much light per height, per square inch. So, I mean, man, if you this tall, go find me somebody this tall, they'll be like 100. I don't think people this tall make it that far. Not grown. Do y'all know? Webster's still going, though, I think. Webster probably, yeah, Webster I'll be 57. Yeah, about 56, 57. I'll be 55. Yeah, Webster older than me. No, I know what you call it is. No, Arnold. Well, I'm older than Arnold now. He gone. What you talking about, Willis? Yeah, he only made it to what, 30? Gary, no, that's another one. That's a different. I know who Emmanuel Lewis is. Emmanuel Webster. What's the name? Emmanuel Webster or Lewis? Okay, he might be Ray Lewis' little cousin. Never know. Anybody got any midgets in their family? Now, anybody got no midgets? All these folks looking around. Oh, yeah, Dwayne, we know that. Yeah. Know their favorite movie, The Seven Dwarfs, and that Little Red Riding Hood, The Three Little Pigs. Think about it. It's going to be, okay. All right, listen, I'm taking on the road. Mouthful. They took like, we ain't have but one seat. Princess got it. Don't worry about it. She'll mess up and lose it. And I said over to it and say, take your time, get the seat first. Isn't that right? Before cut the food before they get the pride delivered to them. Get the pride, then cut the food. Where do you get it? Isn't that right? You saw Yahusha around here kicking folks in the chair, talking about he got a Malakym. He waited till he got out of him. Then when he come back, he said, that's when he talking about kicking. But you know, you kick folks behind and you don't actually get it. So he like, when I get back, I kick everybody behind. Let me go check the seat, make sure everything like it is. When he got it, he said, yep. I'm gonna go kill me somebody. So that's how you got to do it. Make sure you get it before you cut the food. So we cut the food before we get the stuff. That's how we lose out. Besides all that, I see the weather again coming to its worst again for Texas. But like everything storm. Well, I think they're looking for 5 to 6 inches in Houston. 5 to 6 inches. That means Mississippi. Louisiana gonna be right next to them. But it going crazy. It'll go like they'll put Texas and they'll go Montana. I'm like, you kind of going over and backwards. How you get Montana not right next to Texas? But I'm sorry, from California to Montana, it's going to be snow. I think it's supposed to be precipitated. It's just going to be snow, I think. Then it's going to be flooding Texas. No, somewhere else out west all the way down to Ohio. Chicago, Illinois to Ohio flooding. Then Houston flooded, Texas, all the way down to Georgia. Boy, I tell you, boy, you gotta love GA. Boy, you gotta love GA. That thing cut off at the border. Isn't that right? Alabama, it's a state I wouldn't live in for free. Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. They can let me stay for free. I'm not interested. I wouldn't do it. Believe me, I wouldn't do it. And let me say, when I say that, make no mistake, Georgia just a tad better only because of industry. If it was not for the fact that I don't know how this little wretched place got so much, like #1 international airport, and how it happened to get all this industry stuff moving. But whatever it is, thank you. That's right. Isn't that right? I'm trying to tell you, man, be like they said that time that security guard, he's at work, they got on him about that drinking. And he came, the boss told him what he had. He told me he was drinking water. Said, boss got in and smelled. Said, man, this wine. So he looked up and said, he did it again. That's what they said. So all he did, looked up and said, he did it again. That's right. Say that. He done turned water to wine one time and did it again. He know what he started out with, but turned to wine. Thank you. So anyway, Georgia, that's all we got. They said, listen, we ain't getting burned out. There'll be 3 more times. But listen, I tell you, I appreciate it. For whatever reason he let this little ratchet play keep existing and keep going, and we don't get washed out. Listen, one more. I told you, it's coming. You see it keep getting closer and closer. I think that thing coming all the way to Georgia. Stop. Thank you. He did it again. It should have been, I ain't gonna lie, Georgia should have been wiped out a long time ago. It got just as much racism, hatred, discrimination, segregation, penetration, legalization, all them words that go in there. All of the gations, they got all of them in there. But I appreciate Mr. Yahuah for everything. And most of all for his son, his being Yahushua HaMashiach. And what he's running, giving us an opportunity be able to come and be able to not only just hear it, but I say be able to do it. That's a difference. A lot of people hear it, but they can't do it. A lot of people listen, they can't do it. People, for whatever reason it is. And it's all about your value point, what you value. And, you know, we learned that with commas and decimals, didn't we? The value. Anything, point anything behind it, nobody pay attention to that stuff. It really don't add up to anything that you can really take and have substance. You start putting commas behind it, you know what I'm saying? You start to increase the value. When they come down to the word, every comma you can find, you need to throw it down. Because this is the most valuable thing you'll ever get. This will be the most productive thing you'll ever do, is obtaining your salvation. And whether other people will acknowledge it or not, it's to your benefit to do it. I know a lot of you don't think a lot about it, but you are a few of the selected that he's taken back with him to get this opportunity. This is an invite. Anytime the Ish Elohim man or Anashim, the men of Elohim, are declaring Elohim liberties along with his convictions, they give you an opportunity to examine where you are. A lot of times it's going to come out with the conviction first because that's where it starts at. There has to be a conviction before there's a conversion. If some don't convict, like a lot of times people in prison change their life around. I can tell you were able to go to prison. Did you feel like that make a difference? Did it make a difference, do you think, to you? They gave you a time. And that's what happens sometimes. And a lot of times we'll be put in certain states, maybe a separation of marriage, maybe a loss of goods or whatever. It gives us an opportunity to sit down and consider and assess where we're at and look at, recondition ourselves. You'd be surprised every time they try to say, oh, prison, it don't really rehabilitate. It doesn't. It's designed to hold you and keep you there for a reason. But, when you get an opportunity to get out, if a person of a rightful mind, they'll start to consider all the things they did to get them to that point and then look at really what was the real benefit. Some people just be repeat offenders because they don't, actually capitalize in their minds and realize how to build. Some of your best business people were people who have been in prison or been in jail because they look at, I've lost time, and I realized the time I lost, I learned how to get myself out and become productive. I could be making money instead of sitting behind somebody's bars, sitting behind bars like a prisoner. I'm in prison making money. If you're real smart, you get yourself out and make money out of him. There ain't but so much you can do. You can get $1 million in prison. What you gonna do with it? You can't spend it. Who want $1 million worth of snacks? You know what I'm saying? Or you can get it booted privilege at the most. Who want that from a man? Ain't no chips worth that, no cookie. It better be out here where you can do something, where you could be getting a benefit. So to say that is to say the same thing when it comes down to the plan of salvation. This will be the best thing you ever done in your life, that you sat down and when you hear it, you can understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about where you put things at. You know what I'm saying? Blocking. And when you open it up, he's looking for a hole somewhere where he can get in. Like he told, he's standing at the door and he knocked. And what did he say happened? What did he do? He just that's all he's looking for is a way to get in. The only thing preventing him from getting inside of you and making a change is you allowing it. He's just like a running back. You make a hole, I'm gonna get through it. You got something, they say, just give me a little break. They say, I get through it. If you give him a hole, he'll get in. But a lot of time for us, we won't open. We rather talk on the other side, leave him on the other side of the door, and we talk, and then he just walk away. I don't want to talk with you on the side of the door. Let's take the barrier down. We talked about before, he talked about tearing down the middle wall of petition. Again, as we keep going, y'all will see, people going to fall away, and that's what has to happen for the end to come. People got to fall away. People have to stop disbelieving. People got to try to find something else to make themselves feel like I'm still in the running. But the truth of the matter, people know where they at. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't think. Now, I ain't going to say everybody, but a lot of people know where they are. And we know you shot yourself in the foot long enough, you headed to Sheol. Your goal is to try to take as many people you can with you. Just like Satan. Why you think he's doing what he's doing? Why you think he employ his workers and he got the people working with him? Because all of them know where they're going. They know at the end they're going to Sheol. They can't convince themselves no otherwise. If you're doing something productive, surely, this is what people don't realize. If the man that actually Yahuah called you, then you will be doing the work. It would make no sense for him to call somebody, give him the ability, and you can't draw nothing. You ain't assisting nothing, you ain't helping nothing, you ain't drawing. The common sense in that is what? I heard, you have preachers, they'll have nobody but them in a chair. Pews, you know what I'm saying? To what benefit? Pews can't testify. You see what I'm saying? These are seats, you know what I'm saying? And people don't consider, if he even Yahuah call you to salvation, then you will be doing something that's a benefit. That's how the people ain't no fool. They know there's no way in the world you can convince yourself that Elohim is actually working with you. He used you. There's no way you can convince yourself that he actually working in your life, because then it will be a benefit. You see what I'm saying? It serves him no purpose to have an individual person outside of the body. That's just not a purpose. Everything that benefits you is going to connect to, or it's going to be a part of your body. What's going on down the street does what for your body? It's no benefit to you. Anything Elohim got to make, it's going to be a benefit. If he connects you to it, you got to be a benefit. A lot of times people don't realize that's why certain people, he has to cut them away. Because you're not a benefit. You're more of a waste. You're just time consuming. And that's something you don't want to do. Anytime you want to be a part, you want to be a help. I ain't never want to be no person, nobody to drag me, carry me, and tote me, and have, not me. I want to be a benefit. Last thing you want to do is be somebody later, oh, goodness, he gone. We got to carry him. We got to tote him. No, you want to be a benefit. We can turn the hair on too now. That'd be a benefit too. That'd benefit of paying for it. I just felt just a teeny won't, but we'll get it. But yeah, that's something we all want to strive and work toward. Examine yourself to see if you add or you take away. Even when Yahusha talked about he that gathered, he talking about the person being with him, what did he say they were doing? Gathering. So his numbers were getting less. And we get anybody that's not with him, what did he say they're doing? Which means he's getting more with your scattering. That's how you know what people. Now, I don't waste my time a lot of stuff with people. I've been with men. Listen, for the record, everybody, I don't listen to nobody else. I don't watch nobody else. I don't know how to find your website. I don't look at it. I know you can go to Google. Some I rarely use. My car got Google. And I hate it there. It ain't that bright. It'll ask me stuff. I say your mama. Oh, I tell it, because Google got a mama. Somebody birthed it. It need to learn how to fight back for itself. You know, y'all there trying to pull that stuff. You understand what I said. You just can't believe I told it to you. But at the end of the day, I don't watch anybody. I don't listen to them. I don't know your tape, CD, where you sell them. I don't know what corner you own. I don't know how many members you got. I don't look it up. I don't know your Facebook. I don't know your Instagram. This is true. I don't know none of these people. I don't know none of these people. Listen, because this is what I look at. Anybody that's doing the work, they ain't got time to bother with Tony Smith. They ain't even got time to watch me. And I wouldn't blame them, because you ain't going to believe it. I don't have time to be watching them. I just ain't got the time. You know what I am doing, though? I'm plowing every day for every man that crying this thing out. Yes, sir. Every day. Day, night, and night. I ain't expect nobody. You know, you need to watch me. I'll be the last person to tell him that. Listen, you do what you're doing, because everything he want done is going to be done. The people he got working, that's all we doing, they're working. The people that ain't, they're doing the same thing they've been doing. Absolutely nothing. Wasting time. Crying and whining. Getting nowhere. On the street, arguing with people. That'll save them, too. Go ask them, how many you got from off the street? None. These people don't waste now. On time, folks get, watch them, a lot of times you watch them group watching, the folks will be deadbeats. They'll waste time yelling at folk got money. Them folk, the people you yelling at, they look at what you're doing. You standing still, they going somewhere. You know why they standing still? They ain't got nothing else to do. I couldn't stand out in no corner all day and holler at people going somewhere got something to do. It'd be a waste of my time. Let me tell you something. Everybody that man gonna say it. When you find Yahushua doing it, you know who Yahushua will put his plea out to the Yahuah Dean like I'm doing. See, a lot of stuff people do, they don't realize. Did he actually tell you to do that? Just go find it. Just go find what the Talmudim, the 12 he taught, he sent out. Go find out what they was out on the street hollering at folks trying to get them. Go find out what they were just saving anybody. You come, you bastard. You come on. Nobody in that foolish, man. You're killing time with these people. People create their own way about stuff. These people were sent to specific places that he knew this were the people that you need to go see, your own people. They were crying out their own people, trying to get their people to get this thing to resonate, to get them back over. He got a certain point of people that he got designated that go to other goyim, they're going to draw, and they're going to be beneficial, they're going to be effective. A lot of these people, that's not their gift. They might think it is, but it actually not if it was, you'll be doing it. You won't waste time crying. Every man wear pants. They don't wear dresses. Women wear dresses. All right? Men wear men jewelry, men clothes. Women wear women clothes and women jewelry. That's for a woman. Isn't that right? They wear a secret. They said strong enough for a man. It made for a woman. That's your key. I used to wear it now when I was young. I ain't gonna tell no lie. I used to wear a secret. I saw that commercial, that thing resonate. I started in the 90s. I did, because you know what? You don't pay attention. That thing stuck to me one day. They said strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. That made for a woman stuck. I said, I don't know more. I can't wear that secret. I mean, you look at the can, really, lavender, pinkish light, they'll pull us over. They were setting us up for sissyville then. Let them have it. I know you're talking about just deodorant, but the folk made it and told you who it's for. Once they said made for a woman, that thing don't need to be on your arm no more. I'm just being honest with you. It ain't made for you. Look at anytime you look at the sports, even with that, they can tell you from basketball, football, anything men do. Football, you can see it'll start making women break away from their femininity. They say what they want to, it do. You don't find it very few you'll find they can still keep the femininity. It don't allow it. It's hard to do it. It break you away from it because it's for a reason. They know who it made for. They can tell themselves a whole lot of stuff. Look at them. Who wound up taking the sports over? Dykes. What that big old giant thing they had over there in Russia? That thing was bobbing and weaving, going to court. I know her knee with her. She's so big she couldn't even walk straight. That thing would walk. I said, everybody in Russia a midget. Then I realized she was a gigantuan. Somebody crossed up their seed. They wanted a boy. They got a girl. And that girl wanted to be a boy. And anytime her wife was crying, I said, man, stuff just sick. Whole world just sick. Just sick. People, listen, people have their choice. Again, my problem is the fact that people that what they call heterosexual, I just call them people that you saw upright. We just upright people, where men and men, women and women. The fact that we have to sit down, you got to curb your conversation. You got to try to go to pronoun, he, they, them, her, and days of this, all this foolishness. You a woman, he a man, in the story. In the conversation. I don't know why we got in it. I'm for let them homosexual men go in them women's bathroom. That'll break them. I want they need to be in their dress. Let me tell you something. I'm telling y'all, these women behind that foolishness. I ain't no fool. I know the women behind it. Because y'all put y'all foot down. Look, y'all stop these niggas from touching you, didn't you? They joined that Me Too movement, didn't it? Y'all can stop that fool. Y'all gotta do is cut the fool, holler and scream them niggas in there. That stuff will change. Y'all can change that Supreme Court. Y'all make them come in here and rule it. It's the women. Ain't no straight man fighting for that foolishness. Every man fighting for that stuff, that man got a homosexual problem. He got somebody he love homosexual. I know people that homosexual out there. Listen, we don't have the conversation we ain't gonna have. We ain't gonna play it. They ain't calling you no Mr. Ma'am or them and that, whatever you is. That just got it in the story. I'm not wasting my time. How you gonna make me call a man a woman? That's foolish. You can't make me do nothing. I'm grown. Make me call no woman, no man, and no man, no woman. That's retarded. We shouldn't have had a conversation. Ain't that right? You're a man. You're a woman. Anything you got to fight with that, you need to go take it up. Go get you some scissors and cut it off. Yeah. And then go ahead and cut off. You still a man. You just came up short. Homie. Ain't that right? That's right. Isn't that right? Go ahead and sew that vagina up. All you did just put the cat in the bag. That's all you did. Ain't right? Cat's in the bag. Ain't that? Get through. That's it. Isn't that right? You had to bag cut. You got to pee. You'll cut and let the cat out the bag. You know, that cat got to breathe. Go take a cat and sew his mouth up and let him ride down. That dog, he can't do somebody breathing in. No, he's going to choke. He's going to die. Let the cat out the bag. Y'all all right? Something wrong with y'all. What you want with some titties and you want to be a man? That's just crazy. Whole world just sick. I just never thought we'd be here where we at today in society. It's scary. I mean, honestly, it's very scary. Here we are. We're just in a scary point in our life. And then you got to watch these guys who pushing this agenda. And I had to keep saying something about it because we got to try to save our kids. We got to save our kids. Y'all hear me? Let me see what I'm trying to tell them. Y'all boys spell O-S-C-A-R. What's that? That's what you got. You got an Oscar Mayer wiener. Don't you forget it. You tell them you got an Oscar. Isn't that right? That's right. You didn't get it from the Emmys. Tell them you got an Oscar. You know? That's right. You didn't get it from the Emmys. Yahuah gave you that Oscar. Isn't that right? You keep it, you hold on to it. Isn't that right? Till you come back and you hold on to your Oscar. Y'all hear me? Let me hear my boy spell O-S-C-A-R. What is that? That's what I'm talking about. Isn't that right? That's what I'm talking about. Right here trying to punk these kids out. Don't let them words scare you. Yeah, Yahuah definitely is too, man. Get ready to talk with y'all a little bit here. And we'll try to move on. Well, this is y'all know we start Romans anyway. 15:4. This is the Byth Shamu'AL. 15:4. All right, listen.
For whatever Nikatab before,
For whatever was written before.
Nikatab Talamadas.
Y'all got it? Why we got it? Written to teach us, to instruct us, and to show us so we'll know. See, it's hard to beat somebody out or convince a person when they see it, they know it, and they hear it, and they understand it. The reason why a lot of time people are moved, because a lot of time people don't really understand it. Y'all know that?
Yes, sir.
Let me see that. What is that? Is that Galatians 1 and 6? Let me see that what I want. Galatians. Galatians 1 and 6. Listen.
I marvel that you are so quickly turning away from him who called you into the Kasid of the Mashiach,
Into the favor of the Mashiach. To do what?
to Shama, to a different tube news.
Because that's what people believe that they're getting. That's what they believe they're hearing. Then all you got to do is just show evidence. You can't fight evidence. See, a lot of time what people want to do, they want to fight what's noble. I don't worry about you busted. There's going to be a check, too. I saw that. Put y'all phones on vibrate, please. Y'all come in. Y'all don't know but 2 people in the whole world, and they call y'all as soon as y'all come to service. Folks ain't never called. One of the pair in the grave. When the folk call you from the grave, you know it's scary. These folks been dead for 30 years. They just call me. Or have they? If somebody tell you I'm dead, don't call me. Do you believe it? Or do you take them for their word? So this is what you want to look at, how quickly, how turned aside, and how people, and what's important, he's declaring the end at the beginning. Because now he's denoting what they've done, that you've already moved. He's looking at you with amazement, that you've gone to hear a different, what you call a good news. And let's see what happens.
And it is not another.
That's the problem that got you. It's more than one in your book. But the problem he got, he said, it's not another one. So did you actually go and hear another good news?
No.
Because he just said it's not another one.
No.
So it wouldn't make sense to condemn you if you're in a good news and you left a good news. He condemned you because you left it to go to something that you know it ain't right. Because it don't settle you. It don't sit right with you. You got to be aggravated. It agitates you. You can't sleep. You can't rest. It torments you. It toils you. So you try to torment other people. Because that's one of the sickness of the people era. See, we're in a period of time where we're at right now, you fall away. It's hard to get back right now. See, this thing winding up, and Mr. Yahuah is designating the people whom he's going to save. Those they're going to endure to the end. See, you can't keep running and stop and start, running and stop and start and start. Eventually get to a point where you got to get consistency. Mm-hmm. That's just being honest. I told you I ran for a lot of my early life. That's what I did. It's things I didn't want to do. I ran, I escaped, I got away from it. There are responsibilities I didn't want to do, you ignore it. There's a lot of things you could do, but it come out to your plan, it come out to the plan of salvation. You can't avoid this because it's coming back up again. Mm-hmm. What I'm giving y'all and what I tell y'all, I ain't the only person declaring it. It's for the young, the old, and it's for everybody to sit down and consider. When this thing come back, he's not saving every little child. He's not saving every baby. He's not saving every man, every woman. He's not doing it. He's only saving a particular, and there are people that he's already designated. So that's why it's so important for us to consider. It's so important for us to sit down and do like he told us. Therefore, we ought to give to the things which we heard, lest at any time. See, that becomes the problem. He asked her, now how are you going to escape? Now how are you going to escape? You see what I'm saying? You neglected this great salvation. What he given up in order to give us this opportunity to be him, this is a big deal. And none of us can think this is something that it's just going to be, it ain't no big deal, it's just your choice. Somebody's going to be reprimanded. There's going to be consequences and repercussions for you not accepting it. Because he's so hard, the alarm, what did he give? Oh, God. So everybody that didn't accept it, what you think he's going to do with these people? He's going to come back, he's going to fight these people. He's going to come back, he's going to destroy the people because I gave him up for everybody. So everybody will have an opportunity to do what you're doing. But when people make choices and they bad choices, you can't let that stuff bother me. One thing I do, I don't let other people's choices bother me. That's your choice. This is life. You can do whatever you want to do. It's just sad that we live in a world today where men are not responsible and can't be men. Failure to your kids, You're a failure to your whole family. You're a failure to everybody around you. For a man, that is like the ultimate fail. That's like the ultimate just crush. To know, my kids tell me, you're a failure to me. Your kids don't respect you. Nobody in your family respects you. Nobody loves you because they know you are a failure as a man. And you try to fight and grasp at straw to try to hold on to something to get something. Other people don't make you a man. It's your qualities. None of you people have anything to do with me being made a man. Nobody has anything there. These are the qualities. These are the excerpts. This is what you give out. This is what you resonate. This is what you promote. This is what you put out. You get respect by what you give, by the way a person carries themselves, integrity. A lot of people don't have it. It's unfortunate people don't have it. So when they see people with it, it's natural what you want to try to do. Because you can't measure up. You can't measure. You can't line up. They say, well, Tom Smith talk about, I talk about people being homosexual. I talk about these preachers sleeping with these members. I talk about them sleeping with these kids. So this right here is letting people know what a man doesn't do. When you're a man, when you say something, that's what you do. When you are a man, we're not a man, then you got to find another way to get it. I couldn't help you in that area. This is all I know how to do for the majority of my life. I've been a man longer than I've ever been a child. So you have to forgive me if I can't tell you how not to be a man. I guess the best way to not be a man is to do the opposite of what I'm doing and do the opposite of what the average man doing. That's about the best thing. Whenever you see a man doing something, do something different than that. That's the only way to tell how to be a fed. I couldn't teach how to be a fed because I don't know how to do that one. Hello? So the goal, that's why it came, not for us to fail. So we look at this. And it is not another. Only there are some who are
troubling you
and are desiring to
pervert the true news of the Mashiach.
Uh-oh. Y'all hear that? He said some. So is that something new? They were doing it back then? Why do you think they were doing it? Because these people knew what situation they were in. They know they was in a situation they couldn't recover, they can't be saved. So what you think they were going to do? Why would he write a letter and tell you he was marveling at the fact, he was amazed at the fact that they were so soon removed from him that carried them to another so-called, this truth too. You ought to watch this one. I know somebody else preaching the truth. Well, this is what I tell you. Again, people, there are so many people preaching, proclaiming. I'm talking about not false preachers. I'm talking about people that are proclaiming the tube news. And these people are affected because that's what he ordained. And they'll continue to be affected, just like I will, because that's what he ordained. Ain't none of us fighting each other. You know who we fighting with? People doing nothing. Failures. Losers. Crumb snatchers. Weak. Frail. You know what I'm saying? That's just being honest. Why would two people affect to be fighting each other? Especially when you're doing the work, it wouldn't even make sense. Even when you look in the 14th chapter of the book of 1 Corinthians, and 14 and 26, 27, maybe 28, he went down and told you how if one of the bar was up and he was speaking and something revealed to the second, what he told the first one to do? Why would he hold their peace? So I won't be confused. Why would he hold their peace? Somebody says, why? I had order. He told you why. Say it louder. He said, because they subject to one another. That's why the first one hold their peace, because he would know it come from Elohim. He said, something would be revealed to the second one that the first one hold their peace. Y'all don't know the situation? Yahuah. Tell what happened to Yahuah. It's the wrong answer, but you said it with so much confidence. Tell what was you going to try to use when Hananiah came up and he took the yoke off his neck? You did exactly well. You could have took in the 13th chapter of the book of Alaph Malakym. When the bar came by and he testified against the altar. And he told Yahuah, he told him how Yahuah was going to take the bones and he was going to burn them on that altar. When he had gone back into the house and sat down to play where Yahuah told him not to, there was an older bar that stood up and told him about it. And he never fought him and opened his mouth. That's why Shaul could tell you that the Ruach of the Nubah is subject to him. See, there are a lot of things that people try to do to push off and try to afraid people, to try to get people to think that it's the work of Elohim. No, the works of Elohim are manifest. Make no mistake, those that not will be manifest. Those that are, they'll be manifested. That's what time allow you to do. But Yahuah put you in situations for a reason, to make sure for one dead set reason, you won't be saved. All you do is take a shovel and you dig deeper to put yourself further away from it. You won't be saved. I don't blame a person that won't be saved or people won't be saved. Do all you can. You still got mosh pot to go and say. You tell me what peace, what serenity you got when you're going to burn. I want to see other people hurt. How that's going to help you when you're going to burn for the rest of your life. And for the rest of that, longer than the rest of your life. At the end of the day, the most important thing for you to consider is your salvation. That's why I tell people, stay focused. You stay focused, because Mr. Yahuah got people doing exactly what he want to do for a reason. Let me show you something. See that Alaph Shamu'AL, 1 Samuel, they call it? 2 Samuel, Byth Shamu'AL. See if that's 16, I don't know about 9. Let me see, that's what I want. So what is that, 9? Go up to about 6. This is Byth Shamu'AL, 2 Samuel they call it. Herd of Elohim. Herd of Elohim. That's our goal. We want to be herd of Elohim. But then we got to do the works. See, he hear you when you're doing the works. The problem is why he don't hear, because we not doing. When he told us, behold, the eyes of Yahuah, the owner of Yahuah, are over to who? Sadiq, and his ears open to who? But the face, the pioneer of Yahuah is who? Against them that do. See, you're doing wrong. You do right. That's why he don't hear you. Why you think these people suffer? So let me tell you something. When you're a part of something, you're doing something, Yahuah provide. Those people don't realize. A lot of folks put themselves, see, they just look at, it ain't just the knowledge we get. It's the fact that he set you to a place or set you in a situation where things can always generate to happen for you. People don't realize that's important. Because a lot of people got the knowledge they're suffering. Even he told you that knowledge puffeth up. He said a heart edify. See, a lot of times, knowledge, think about folks, you find a lot of folks try to fight with knowledge. They're not beneficial. See, when you got the heart and it manifests with the knowledge, it make a difference. Just like Yahusha. See, who had more knowledge than him? He was edifying. Because he had their heart to go with the knowledge. So a lot of people, they don't read something, they'll find a new word and a definition. Now they know everything. It's so impressive. You know, I learned that when you watch old people, they won't have the education that a lot of young people had. But if you watch them work and watch them do things, you say, they're pretty smart. Because they have something that you can't get in the books called experience. Y'all ever know that? You'll see them old people, they do stuff. They learn how to do stuff in a way to where Yahuah still provide in a way from the way you look at it. The way they do things and the time they've spent here on the rocks and what they've accumulated and what they learned in knowledge and watching things with people, they're like, you can't get that with books. It's things you got to see. It's things I've known early in my life. It couldn't compare with what I know just over experience and watching things. Y'all know that? That's just big. Even when you look at Solomon, who they call son, he talked about all the works under the sun. He told you about all. He said, I seen all of them. I seen all the works under the sun. That's why he can sit down and he can consider all these different things. He realized that a living dog was better than a dead orange. And big and powerful, if it's dead, what can it do? He started to consider a whole lot of things that people do, and you watch. And that's the thing that older people get, and that's what you guys want to accumulate. When you're younger, you might think in your mind, you say, I want to try to think like older people. You can try, but you won't get it until you get the experience. Time will teach you. You watch enough people come and go, you'll watch with people. You won't see nothing new with people. People doing the same thing. They'll think it's new. They're doing the same thing. When you're a failure and a loser, that's something you keep for the rest of your life until you break some things. I'm just being honest, you got to break some discipline. They don't break them, that's why they keep them. They try to look, oh, he did, oh. Break your discipline and start taking discipline from Yahuah. Start taking correction. See, that's something people don't believe too. Even with being a man, you got to be corrected. How to be corrected? That's who he correct. So he told you know who it's grievous for? This is the worst thing you ever heard in your life. When you ain't trying to be right, who want to hear it? We talked about it in Yahuah, the 30th chapter, in the 8th verse. He told him, now go and write it before them in the table and note it well. And as far as that it may be for the time to come, that this is a what? What kind of children? Kazal, that will not hear the Nabal. And you know they tell the one that can see? And to the Nabal. Don't nobble nothing right there. Speak the smooth. They want you to nobble deceit. Because they're not trying to be saved. A lot of these groups ain't never just whole parties. They are validated, they're regulated. You go to the church, you go and you just go. And I'm being honest with you now. They'll have some of the nicest looking women go for some of the dumbest stuff I heard in my life. I don't know why no woman, 3, 4 nice looking women want no piss poor sorry man, ain't working, and they gonna take care of them. By the dumbest stuff I've seen in my life. I've been with you. I don't know how they convince them. There's some dumb women out here in the world. The joker ain't doing that laid up. You having the baby cooking, cleaning, and going out scuffing and working. For some reason they buying to it. From my understanding, they were doing this stuff in y'all all these little piss poor groups. Run out here and the women work and the men. Where y'all get that from? From what book did you get it from? Because in the book of Barashit, where he declared in the beginning, he told Adam that he was going to work by the sweat of his brow. So how do we move into a dispensation now where the women work and the men do nothing? Yahuah talk about how some sit around and they ain't working at all. Told they were busy about in other men's matter. Told them they need to study to be quiet. That's the truth. He told you if a man don't work, he say he shouldn't be eating. That's just how it ought to roll. I don't know where we get this stuff from, but these guys, they'll go join these little groups and stay on the corner. They call it work. No, you need to go clock in so you ain't get a check. If you ain't getting no check, you're not working. If you work for Yahuah, he provides for his own. Don't listen to these folks talking about, man, listen, if you doing the work for Yahuah and you say you ain't getting nothing, that's because you ain't working for him. You telling a lie. If you doing the work for Yahuah, Yahuah provides for his own. Don't let anybody tell you no lie. Don't let these folk make no fool out of them. Man, you preach the truth, man, you won't get nothing. There you go telling them lies. Don't let nobody make no fool out of you. You ain't going to get rich, but Yahuah provide for his own. Y'all hear me? Listen, I'm telling you, I know what the man doing. Don't nobody make no fool out of it. And anybody that's of Yahuah take care of his own too. How you going to tell you if any man provide not for his own, especially them of his own house, he worse than the infidel and had denied the Amanah, and you are the house, and you supposed to be of the household of Yahusha? How in the world that makes sense? How he going to tell somebody else infidel and he don't provide for his own? When Abraham got ready to take Yatsachaq, when he got ready to take him up, and he told him he didn't see the lamb, you know what he told Yatsachaq? He said, Elohim provide. I don't know what you're talking about. You don't have to see it. Elohim will provide himself one. Don't y'all let anybody make no fool out of y'all. This man take care of what he's supposed to do. This is what happens. People want too much with big eyes. Take your time and learn how to appreciate the little things he do. I'm just being honest. A lot of everybody get it. Everybody want to jump up and grab something you ain't got no business with. Learn how to serve him first. Before you start trying to rule up people, learn how to serve. Well, nobody gonna hire nobody, never had no job, and make you the CEO. A lot of people that went through ain't just the car, it's what these people have done. You have to understand the people under you. Same thing he do with the Kohan. Why you think he take a Kohan? Because he said every Kohan is taken from where? From men. Which means what was he doing before he was a Kohan? Was a regular man. So how he get here, he forgot. And so he himself also, he done suffer infirmities and weaknesses. So he got to have somebody that can consider. These people want to jump in the captain's seat. Shut your mouth. I ain't never sat down and served them, never even followed. Ain't even been a good father. I was a good father if I was a leader. Folks don't believe my wife about that shit when my kid was little. My wife ain't just talking, tell them. Them folks didn't see me cut it. I was a good follower. That we had to start at. I could push a lawnmower, cut grass, all that stuff, take care of members. I ain't had didn't never beat no drum. I ain't gonna talk to nobody about it. Them folks told her. I ain't never tell nobody about what I was doing. It wasn't their business. I never did go hard on me. Y'all know I be cutting such them grass. I be going out. Man, the word got it. They started talking about it. They made me a preacher. I was still cutting. Them folks came and talked to me and said, listen, sit down. Said, you don't need to be. I was down there cutting grass. Said, you don't need to be. Said, you're a preacher. You ain't got to cut that grass no more. I just listened to him until he got through. I cranked that lawnmower and kept on cutting. I was like, I didn't have no better to say. I did. It was a good speech. It was a bit. I ain't gonna lie. He told a beautiful speech. Then another one came back, he wasn't doing that. He had a church for years. He ain't had no member. His wife was finna leave him. She should have. And man, it was just terrible, man. She was there when he was trying to tell me, said, this right here, said, is what the ministry about right here. Cutting grass. I'm looking at that man saying, this what you stopped me for? To talk me about cutting grass in a ministry? I'm trying to get out this sun and get through. I go home. I just cut my own grass last. My whole Saturday be sitting around cutting folk grass who couldn't cut their own grass. I'm sorry folk wouldn't take care of. They'll talk about how the folk was, how beneficial they was to the church and all like that. Nobody wouldn't do it. I just took it on myself. I did it. And folk wake up, they come outside, I'm out there cutting their grass. Then I go and when I got through with their grass, I go home and cut my own. But I was so tired and dry. You know how you be white, how that white salt, you ain't got no energy for nothing else. You get through that, man, I was done. I got to get up Sunday, got to go to work. I had to read for the Sunday school teacher, then read from a pastor, then we go to Ryan's and get fat, mess in that toilet, get another plate, get a plate full of that ice cream. I know y'all, how many of y'all been to Ryan before? How many of y'all put that ice cream in that plate? I see y'all in the mail, cool. Rest of y'all bowl eaters, don't try to come now, Jerry, too late. We full. We got to have a section for the people that ate it out the plate. Because we're like, man, that little bowl, man, you don't get nobody no bowl like that for no ice cream. Man, give me that plate. That thing, it just slide. You better watch how you hold it. Listen, ice cream come with roller skates. Man, that thing just be sliding. Them chocolate chips, now Ryan had the best chocolate chip cookie. Mm-hmm. Man, we'd have wrapped them things up and shoved them in women's pocketbook. All church people steal. I was in church, we stole. I ain't gonna lie, we stole. But you justify. You said, my pastor, she said, is this still? He said, we paid for it. I said, preach that thing, man. Preach that, my wife. Tell them to bring them pop, man, put these cookies in it for later. Ain't that right? Stack up and get you some chicken if you can get it out there. Ain't that right? I'm trying to tell you, man. Them were the days right there. Yeah, church will make you lie. You get to getting that stuff and get to eating like that, you got to tell some lies. Ain't that right? Woo, boy, your breath be stinking. Church folk get peppermint. Peppermint would not cover up no doo-doo. I tell you what you do. Next time you do that in your house, do that. Do that so you'll learn. That's it. Next time you mad, don't flush. Take a peppermint and throw it in the toilet and walk out and come back in there. I don't want you to see the effect of peppermint. When you get through messing, don't flush. Take some peppermint and throw it in the toilet and just come back and see what you say. You don't say, woo! You say, that's what you be doing. Put peppermint on top of doodle. It don't work. All right, here we go. Y'all sick. I like it, though. Come on. That F fell off again, huh? Ooh, we're doing so good. Y'all know summertime coming. Listen, go on down to the Burlington and get you one of them coats now. Y'all ain't finna sweat us up in here now. We not doing that now. Go on down to the Burlington. Them coats on sale right now. They can't get hot. You can't get top dollar now. This May, I'm gonna hit in June. Get you one of them good old fat coats where you be sweating on here like you got the fever. Then we're gonna run your behind up out of here. Think you got that new COVID. All right, listen. This is 6 and 9. I know I said go up to 16 to 6, so the right don't even want to do. I'm still looking at that picture in them glasses still got me sick. All right, listen.
He threw Abanim at Daoud and at all the Abadi of Malak Daoud.
That sound familiar? Look at it. They threw rocks at him. And all his servants, they started throwing rocks at him. Listen.
And all the and all the mighty Anashim were at his right hand and at his left.
Mm-hmm.
Thus Shimei said, when he cursed, get out, O Dam Ish, and O Ish of
worthlessness. Those that don't know, Dam is the Abri word for blood. Uh-huh. So he called him worthless. But I think the word they got for that is the English word there. They called him, they called the Benim of Balal. What was it called him? What they call him? No, ain't what the Abri word. It's an English word they call him. Billy Jean. They said Billy. No, I forgot. Well, they were calling them. I think they were calling. No, did they call him reprobate? I don't know if it did. I can't remember. They called them, and they called them Benin and Bilal, which meant they were worthless. But go ahead. Hold, you need to turn your mic up. While he returning, you turn your mic up. Go ahead. Oh, so it ain't working. Might be that dancing you were doing. It'll mess them mics up. Our mics ain't made for no raggedy dancing.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yahuah has returned upon you all the dam of the Byth Shamu'AL
And
have reigned,
in whose place you reign. Uh-huh.
and Yahuah has given the Malkuth unto the hand of your being Absalom.
You said into the hand of your being Absalom. Uh-huh.
And behold, you are taken in your own Rasha, for you are a Dam Ish.
You see that? So he was taken in his own misdoing because he was a bloody man. Go ahead.
Then Abishai, the being of Saruyah, said to the Malak, why should this dead dog curse my Adon, the Malak? Let me go over now and cut off his head.
Yeah.
But the Malak said, what have I to do with you, O Bani of Saruyah? If he curses, and if Yahuah has told him, curse Daoud, then who shall say, why have you done so?
You hear what he's saying? See, a lot of stuff y'all don't realize when things go, you let people do what they doing. Because that's what Daoud realized. Yahuah had told him to do what they do. See, you him because this is what people don't understand. Let me see. Romans 9. Let's see. See if that Romans 9 right quick. Romans 9. 9, 1, 6, 9. Why am I thinking 9? Why am I not thinking 11? 9. Hold on. No. 11. Make that 11. 11. Let's see 11 and 4. Romans 11 and 4. That's how they work out. How about that? Let's see one right quick. Come on, we'll roll down through him. I'll try to get y'all finished. Listen, 1. 11 and 1, 11 and 1, 1 and 11, 1 and 11, 11 and 1. There we go. Listen.
I say then, has the Elohim abandoned his arm? Let it not be. For I too am in Yasharal Ali, of the seed of Abraham, of the Matah of Benjamin.
See that? Come on.
The Elohim has not rejected his arm, whom he knew beforehand, or do you not know what the Kitab says of Al-Yahu?
What did he say to Al-Yahu?
How he pleased with the Elohim against Yasharal.
See that? He was pleading with him against Yasharal.
Saying, Yahuah, they have killed your Nabi'im, they have torn down your altars, and I alone am left, and they are seeking my Nafash.
Stop. Do y'all understand what he just said? He told y'all that he will plead against Yasharal. Y'all heard what he just told Yahuah? What were you thinking he was trying to get Yahuah to do? He wanted to see if he'll cut them off. Seeing they had killed all your Nabal. And they had torn down all your altars. And I am alone. I'm the only one left. What would be the only, in his eye, what would be the rightful thing to do at that point? Kill them all. He just told you he was pleading against them. This was not in their favor. He just told them they killed not my Nabal, they killed all your Nabal. They didn't tear down they tore down all your altars. And they seeking my life. I'm the only one left. Let's see.
And what does the Debar of Elohim say to him?
What did he say?
I have kept for myself 7,000 unashamed who did not kneel to Baal.
See that? So now you got to look at those people that had done the work. They had gone through, and they had slandered. You hear Yahuah saying he lied about the amount of death. It was just, these were some people he didn't know. So there's a lot of stuff people don't realize. You wouldn't have known that. He wouldn't have known for what he knew. Everybody dead except me.
Right.
Ain't nothing left but me. See, you hear these preachers around here that stuff, they the only one. I've never taught that fool. They can't go back and no teacher, no tape, because this man just told you he's the only one. It would make sense if everybody I know that's of him is dead. For what I know, for what he'd know, I don't know nobody else. And I'm the last one, and they seeking my life now. But Yahuah let him know, I have 7,000 reserved to me that have not even bowed their knees to the image of Baal. So you find these groups out here, and these people start telling that fool they're the only one. Don't pay that stuff no attention. He just kept 7,000. Now he ain't got nothing today. Got one or two little stragglers. They kept people, hadn't even bowed their knees. So they never even went down. Not one time. Never done it. Come on.
So also in our Yamim, a remnant remains according to the Khan choice.
See that? According to the favor, see, he still got a remnant left. That's why we know we're not the only people. Or we look at residue. Residue is sometimes they're used, and residue works out better, sometimes better in understanding. How many of y'all have drunk chocolate milk or one of them drinks, and you got through and there's some stuff in the bottom? That's called residue. Out of all that you drink, you'll see some stuff down in the bottom of it. That's not the whole feeling of the drink. After all the rest of it's gone, that's what he did. After he had allowed for them to be killed and slain, because he allowed it. After he allowed for them all to be tore down, guess what he did? He kept a residue. That's all he was doing. I'll keep the residue. That's how, I told y'all, I remember when I was a kid, you put ice in, you want that ice in your drink. Especially Kool-Aid. You drink Kool-Aid, you had ice, it's the noise it makes when it hit the glass when you drink Kool-Aid. And I would get it, and that Kool-Aid get down, I realize something, I can't get no more ice now to get it up. I just add a little water. I add a little water, put a little sugar, because that water taste and started coming. So I felt I put some more sugar. I felt like as long as I had some remaining, I could add to it. And that's what Yahuah looked at. If I can keep me the residue, I can add to it. I don't need the whole glass full. I just need to be able to keep me enough that I can go back and I can add to it. You see what I'm saying? And this is how he started looking at how he builds. Come on.
And if it is by the Kasid, it is not from within the works.
Is it saying Kasid? Oh, yeah, it is Kasid. No, Kasid. Okay, going to Kasid.
Otherwise, the Kasid is no longer Kasid.
See that? So that's what he's saying. Now, and if it is by Kasid, it is not from within the works. So we're looking at how it came up. It's because of the favor. See, that's what you don't look at. A lot of times, this is how people get you out. You'll let people get you out. You'll look at the things coming at you versus looking at the things that he's granted you. Sometimes because these things are outer and easy, like the insults, and those people let that guy insulting and throwing rocks at them being the most bigger thing and look like that was the bigger thing hurling, attacking them, but they look at the favor Elohim had given them. That man was only cursing because Daud was doing something. Shaul brought that on himself. Shaul was seeking his life. He didn't kill Shaul. Shaul wound up, Elohim had rejected him. Just like these people don't realize, I ain't put a hand on him. Yahuah had rejected you. That's all. He came back because he wouldn't continue. He said, I have rejected Shaul.
That's right.
He said, listen, I repent that I even made him one. There's a lot of people, Yahuah repent for him. He repent for getting opportunity. That's why you don't want to be in that position. See, what we have and what he's allowing us to be able to entertain, you better take this as just what it is. This just favor. You couldn't earn this on your best day.
That's right.
How many of y'all ever got an A in school or 100 on the test? You would have never got it with this. And guess what? Your A didn't have nothing to do with you getting this. The Elohim did. Everything we done our life had nothing to do with it. It was just favor. Just could see when you were born, you might look at all the, listen, think about all the things you saw in life coming up that worked against. How many of y'all had stuff working against you seem like your whole life? Let me ask you, how many of y'all felt like, I know I did. I felt like things worked against me. I mean, some things would be like, my life, like things would work against me. And you know what? It was working for me because I'm him. Think about it. All the stuff that came in life, that's what drove us him.
Yeah.
So really, was it working against you?
That's right.
So one of our work, it was because of favor. He had favor. See, Elohim didn't start to look on us at that one point of time you saw. Elohim already had predetermined, like he did with Yahuah in the first chapter. He told him, he said, before you were formed in the womb, I knew you. That was before, 'cause that was before the Father came and germinated the seed. He said, I knew you. You know, he said, and I ordained you, and I made you a Nabah, he said, to the Gui. He said, I gave that to you before I knew you. You know, Yahuah was looking at, he was a child. He said, I knew you before you were formed in the womb. You know how far back that is? Before you were formed. I've been stalking you way before conception. For the conception, look, when he came along with Louis, when we found out about Louis and we go back to read? He was in the growings. He said, listen, say Abraham paid tithe in him. While he was in the growing. You know how many people proceeded from Abraham? And yet he still credited back Louis way back then. He said he was paying tithes. He was paying it to Louis. He was paying it to Louis then. I've been predicted to set that man forth to do what he's doing. So you think about how many people proceeded from Abraham. We talking about multitudes. We talking about they didn't come in. Louis didn't jump on here till later on down the stream. When you start looking at Louis, this man, he said this man was in Abraham's loins. So a lot of times, this is what hurt us. We'll feel like situations come up that he had already made provisions for it. He had already set away for it. Now, you think when he brought them out and led them to the young, that he didn't know what he was doing? It would look like it to somebody who didn't know, but I was going to immerse you. I knew before I brought you to me, I had to cleanse you. I had to purify you. I had to purify you. So I had to get rid of everything that was connected to you, and you couldn't go back. That's how we learned about clean living. He brought them out. Everything that was coming out was the thing that had been holding them. I got to break every one of them strongholds. I got to cut everyone, and then I got to purify you to bring you to me. See, sometimes it ain't just with the water. He purified with fire. With ish, which is another enunciation, but fire is almost spelled the same way you spell man. Ish. So that's what he used to purify. When the book says, seeing you purified your nefesh and doing what? What kind of fight is that? How hard is it when you have been a regular fornicator, you got to break fornicate? You've been a regular drink, you got to drink it. Man, sometimes it's sweating. Sometimes, man, you going through, guess what? I'm bringing you through the fire. I'm purifying you. And see, a lot of times we'll fight his purification system, but he know what's best for us. See, don't let people throw you. It's got to happen the way it happened. Listen. Hello?
And if it is by the kaseed, it is not from within the works. Otherwise, the kaseed is no longer kaseed.
See that? Listen.
And if it is from within the works, then it is no more kaseed. Otherwise, the work ceased to be a work.
Let me say that. And if it is from within the works, then it is no more kaseed. Otherwise, the works cease to be works. Well, you look at, we learn from who? About the favor. What we got here? Who? Yahusha. Tell them why. You gonna walk up? I'm gonna have to tell you. Thank you. So, what you got? Abraham. Sir, you had your hand up. You were doing like this? We're gonna watch it. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Minister Dexter. You're cold. I'm trying to think. What you trying to find?
I'm sorry. He saw hate.
Esau hated. Yeah, you can look at that. I would look at Yatsachaq. When the famine came, when one came beside the first one, and he told him not to go into Mizraim because of the works he had already done. So how did he obtain that? So see how Khan been working the whole time. See, Khan had been working for so long period of time, how we understood it. Because here it was, everybody had to go into Mizraim because of the famine. Mizraim always been a place that had food, had provision. Yet, Yatsachaq never went. So he looked at everybody else went. Everybody else had to go. Yatsachaq didn't have to go. And he told him why. He said, because Abraham. Abraham works. You got it by favor. See, the works of Abraham got you the favor. You ain't going to believe how you got salvation. The works of Yahushua. So you understood favor. Why you ain't got to go down in Sheol and everybody else got to go. You ain't going to believe why. Because Yahushua obeyed my Torah. Kept my stature and my mashpat. That's why you ain't got to go. How else we going to understand it? 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 Mizraim wound up being a punishment for some of us. We went down in there. They said we were Roshan treated. Then the man told him, said, you don't even have to go. He never even know. He wouldn't understood if you'd have told him about it. Man, they treat you bad down there. Man, they beat you, make a slave out of you. Be like, so you say. I've been with you. I wouldn't be able to testify to other than what you said. I never had to go. So what kind of work you did? You ain't going to believe it. I didn't do any. It was because of favor. Because of conceit. See, that's why people can't understand how you're not going to be able to obtain this salvation if it's not a works. See, even though now what we have to do, we have to collectively follow the order, okay? So this is where they mess up in Christianity. They'll tell you, so since it's not a work, then you don't have to go. Like, they'll get you out of, you ain't got to go to church on Saturday. Because it's not a work. God saved you by favor. But for some reason, they got to go on Sunday. So you don't need to go on Sunday. He'll save you too. Well, I'm in the choir. It don't make sense. The stuff they talk you out about Saturday, they do the stuff on Sunday. That's what don't make sense. But they'll convince you what you ain't got to do, but yet they doing stuff. So why you doing it? Because I love it. Why I can't love it where I go? How people get conned out of stuff all the time. Why you even entertain? I don't entertain people with foolish conversation. It's a waste of time. You're not going nowhere. Even with, what was it, EU, when he told them how forcible our right word, he said, what did your argument reprove? You know what I'm saying? If you saying what's right, right gonna prove itself out anyway, whether you take it or not. So now we get to understand through the shaman, the obedience is what he always been calling for, like he told Shaul. Obedience was better, and to hearken than to fan around, because rebellion was just as the sin of, and stubbornness was as just like idolatry. Idol worship and idolatry. He said that's what it's like. So we can see where, because he's gone along and he's demonstrated the acts that Elohim has desired, that Elohim liked. Now we come along because we follow the same pattern. Now we become recipients because of conceit, because of favor. You said, well, I'm doing the works. I'm keeping the Shabbat. That's where I'm going. I'm keeping the dietary law. I'm keeping the way we're supposed to dress. All these different instructions he gave us, you're getting it because of Khan. You're not getting it because of those works. Because there are people done the works, they're going to burn. So how you going to explain that? How you explain that people going to burn in Sheol that kept Shabbat? Women that never wore pants. How you going to explain that? Because you're saying that's how you getting it. Okay. So all we're doing now is doing the same thing they were supposed to do with Abraham. The men that he's already given the Berib to, their seeds are the ones that proceed after them are following the same like pattern. And because he's established it and we follow it, now we become recipients by Khan and not by your works. But you got a lot of people don't quite understand that, so people try to argue and fight it. But they'll be killing time because I ain't the person you got to try to convince. I know what I'm doing. Y'all got it? That's what he's trying to tell you, because you got to pay attention. Now listen. Now he's trying to tell them now, and if it is by favor, concede, it is not from within the work. What are the works? All of the Torah, from the statutes, the judgments, from everything they kept it. These are within the works. Otherwise, the concede is no longer favor if you're getting it by works. And if it is from within the works, then it is no more, that it's not favor, because you're saved because you're doing the work. Otherwise, the work cease to be work. So we're trying to see how strong the con is. So what people do, they'll typically get confused or discombobulated, and they'll say, well, you don't have to keep the work since it's favor. See, you got to follow it because we're trying to emulate. Just like we learned in the gun. What he made each to do? To keep it and regulate. To keep and regulate. He made each to be like him. To mirror. He wanted each to mirror him. Y'all see that? It was because of, so what work did Adam do to save himself? He had to do some kind of work. What he had to do a work. Why would Elohim just make him to be like him and mirror him? It had to be some work he did. It had to be something he put in. What was it he did, Kerry? What he did? He named the animals. That's why Elohim made him. Because why you looking like that, Chris and Leon? So what now? Exactly. He did absolutely nothing to get that. All of those were things that was intertwined when he was established. But in the making of Adam, he did absolutely no work. He did no work to receive the gun. And no one can prove he did a work to receive it. Because he clearly told you that he said, let me, you, and man talk about it. They discussed this matter. They concluded that he was going to be made like them, that he would inhabit and that he would have a Malakut. What work did he do in order to receive it? He did none, exactly. So why these people can't see this man going to grant us the Malakut? Because of favor, because of con. See, this is the thing. See, when you're wasting your time running corners and blocks and killing time, getting drunk, you won't have time to try to look and use no sense to say I'm real life. It's about favor. That favor come in because of the people that preceded before us. Now we're following the same like pattern. That's how we're receiving it. It's not by works. Listen, there are people he cut off by works. Yahuah had works. All the people, what about the people that heard the Torah straight from his mouth, no interpretation? No Mushah talking. Straight out of his mouth, from your mouth. I ain't no, I'm trying to think though, is that the white man version? Or the black man, is the Hispanic, is that the Chinese version? This straight out of his mouth. Today declared they didn't want to hear him speak again. And those people said that they would do it. And those people fell away. So they did the work, just didn't get the favor. Y'all know why we're here? Because of favor. Some of ours are different than others. Everybody see that. That folk gone and couldn't make it back. That folk gone, come back. That's how you do. It's called that favor. Know what he tried to show you? It's called favor. There be people saying, that don't make sense. How I can't come back though? I assure you can't nobody stop. If I can stop Elohim got, let's just be practical. Elohim ain't Elohim. You got to say that. You can't say Tony Smith prevent Elohim work. Are we serious? Is that possible? That I could be, we saw what happened when they wanted to keep Yahusha from getting up. What did they do? Put a stone, and that was it. They put 2 guards there to do what? And what happened? And what happened to the stone? And Tony Smith can prevent. I can prevent Yahuah. He's trying to do something now. I'm just looking. This little, I use my pinky, got him down. Can't move. You can't be that stupid. You can't be that stupid. See, all of this and what it's about is our understanding of how we see and how we view him. See, what Elohim got for you, can't nobody stop that. Don't nobody fool your life. It'll look like now my life a catastrophe. It's a disaster. My life ain't going right. He gonna use that if you stay consistent and gonna bring it back. You gonna see if the best thing happened for you. I told you, had I went to that Michael Jackson concert, I'd have lost it. I'd have lost it. Y'all think about these folks can play them game they want to. Michael Jackson get you in that house, that little monkey, and he let you drink that Jesus Jew, and you don't roll all them rides. You know that man gonna say, listen, you look sleepy. You need to come on here and go. Ain't no kid gonna tell Mama sleep in my own room. Man, Mike ain't let you roll all them amateur play in there and roll them rides and play it around and play with Bubba. You know you finna give up something. Man, I creamed you up to there, your little belly sticking out. Come on, I need to give you a bath. Me and Tito. Yes, it ain't right. I'm trying to tell you, man, Yahuah, he'll Baraka. A lot of these kids want to run out places. Everywhere ain't good for your kid to go. Everybody and everything ain't good for your kid to see. That's just been, it ain't for everybody. It's a reason. No. Parent looking straight in your face. No. I don't need no money. Double no. I can't see you going nowhere and you don't need no money. No. Ain't that right? So who paying? Somebody just gonna pay for everything here? No. See, now we be like, that's a blessing. Go ahead and go. Somebody can take your kids somewhere and spend all their money on them, and you don't know these folks. What you think these folks won't let them? I'm just, man, we just reckless things. Old folks, they just saw stuff differently. They looked at, they knew they had to do how hard they worked to scuffle up penny. Who are these people got their money just spend all their money on you? They just like me. That's triple no. Okay. I told her that time my teacher wanted me to spend the night out there. I don't know why she act like that. That lady was just nice to her. My mom, I told my mom, my friend, they could go. I said, we spend out our house. I said, they go. She said, she married? I said, no, man. She said, she got any kids? I said, no. She said, no. I was pissed with you. Oh, I was pissed. I'm talking about, you know, kid piss? God killer, psychos. Kill your mom so you can spend the night. You got to go home. No, you go home talking about, can you get her back up? I'm hungry. Like, no. Once I kill him, that's it. I'm just telling you, I know I had all that. I did all them kid prayers like that, and it tube, he don't answer them. How many y'all know how we are? We get so mad, you get all balled up in the kid. So you don't think about, now once you get through doing what you're doing, what you going to do now you ain't got no mama? You don't kill your mom and daddy, go to the store, because they won't let you go somewhere. Now you get through, get back home, now they dead. Where you going now? Now y'all got to go to homeless shelter. Can I re-pray that again? No. Can't re-pray. Once you don't pray, that's it. You're stuck. But I'm telling you, my mom just looked at that stuff. Now, I told her, they said I had a good time. My mom just looked at it, and you made the right decision. You can be pissed all you want. She looked at this. What woman got some teenage boys spending out of her house and she ain't got no husband, she ain't got no kids? She just looked at what made sense, but no. Because I got that she want the freak. I was surely in for it now. I can't just play and have fun, but we can do that too and still have fun. I'm just telling you where I was. Y'all want the truth. And she did the right thing. No. She knows something too far to no. And I says, no, end of discussion. You ain't going. That's just the truth. Sometimes you got to tell your kid, no, they'll get over it. Everybody want to be friends with their kid. You want to hug your kid. You want your kid to hug you. But the answer had to be no. You got to go to your parents. Let me tell you, as soon as something happens, your kid come up dead messed up, I guarantee you, folks going to be looking at you. You be on that new crying. Everybody that just hug them folks saying, stupid stuff, just stupid. Common sense tell anybody. You look like the big fool when something happened. Everybody would have went right along with your decision first, and somehow now everybody got sense better than you. So why you didn't use some of that sense and try to advise me then? Even if I ain't take it. Folks, I'm telling you something, people waiting for your fall. Don't let folks fool you that stuff. You be surprised. Everybody, I'll tell folks with funeral. That's why I get the bite out of. A lot of folks just want to see folks fall. They want to have that talk. Child, you seen them? Now they got their phone up, snap, like they trying to click, 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 click. They're taking pictures. You crying all on the ground, rolling the casket. Then you all on one of them sex sites, like you having sex with a dead body. You try to get in the casket. Trying to tell. I mean, I'm thinking it's gonna come. If I say it, it's gonna happen. Y'all seen that stupid girl? So you got some stupid girl that went to the prom in a casket. Her theme was, I'm killing it. In a casket at the prom. Folks all out here taking pictures on the street, laid out. I'm killing it. I'd have pulled it down and just glued it shut. Done. One and done. You put around that casket. I'm telling you, man, I ain't trying to get no casket trying to do. I don't even try to go do me one time to see what's comfortable. I'm going to be dead. I'm going to be a brick of ice. What I'm worried about comfortable. I'm not crawling off in no casket trying to see how I feel. Man, around getting locked off that thing. Get out, and a little butt. That caulk going in your behind. Don't play around them caskets. And that right thing coming on. I got some folks that have been going. Some folks out. How many folks? I don't even know. Some of y'all been casket testing. I see them. They trying to think now. No, I test mine when I leave. Oh, there you go one. I know one of him. I can feel the spirit. I can feel it coming in the air from Ray. Hold on. What you a cat? You should your dad on a funeral home, man. So that's part of the joining the funeral home. You gotta get a casket. It was a casket what? A room with a bunch of caskets. So you and your brother just decided to get on them and just lay on them, play hide and seek in the casket. If I'd have closed it, and we don't put you down to see who find you down there on the 6 foot of that dirt. Now, no, that's scary. Well, we all done did some stuff before. Not like you were grown in it. Well, you were what, 3, 4, 8? Yeah, you were grown. I'm messing with you. No, ain't no guitar to do it. No, don't nobody go say that. That's not a guitar. Or is it? No, no. No, that's all right. All right, come on, finish this up right quick. 11:7 now?
Yes, sir.
Listen.
Now, what is it? Yahusha has not obtained what it seeks.
See that? But
only those who are elected obtain it.
Yeah, think about that. What's he trying to tell y'all?
Concede.
Season? Somebody said season? Concede. Why would you say that, Liam? I'm curious. Can you imagine that? Yahuah was seeking it. He said they didn't get it. It only went to who he elected. Can you imagine that? You're on a journey with a bunch of other people, all y'all seeking the same thing, and they don't get it. It only goes to those who are elected. Can you imagine you doing all this work, you really honestly trying to contend for it, and you don't even get it. Yahuah was seeking it, and he letting you know they ain't get it. You know what he's trying to show you? That's what worked. When you read, when it comes down to the Torah, it was only given to one group of people. That was to Yahuah. He said Yahuah sought it. They ain't get it. He only gave it to the elect. This is why we sat down, and you know why? And if you don't see it this way, because a lot of times in our mind, what you think, oh man, it's just certain people, in a way you see it, you count yourself out, because you'll consider other people having more than you being the choice of why he get them. You'll find other people might be slimmer than you, better looking than you, longer hair, whatever, and all these things you think are attributes to get it, that's not it. It's favor. It's favor. That's what makes us really look at submitting for the fact of, could I really fight against this thing? Could I really prevent this thing? He's already set, and that's what really makes you a harper to think about, why me? Right. I wouldn't have picked me. How many of y'all would have picked you for this? When you was in your worst state? Who? Come on. Why don't you do that, Pam? You heard your answer well, right? What was your answer?
I wouldn't have picked me.
Why was your hand up?
Because I wouldn't have picked me on my worst day.
I said, how many of y'all would not have picked you? Well, I got you. Go ahead and put the check in the way. Cause like I said, how many of y'all would have picked you? So you got get another check. I don't like getting confused. I'm rare. I get confused like that. It gotta be him in there, right? But think about this. Of honesty, I don't want you not to say you cause you think I'm going to say something. In all honesty, I would have never picked me. I wouldn't have. I would have turned around. I counted. It made no sense. Because I done too much. I was too far down. Too much come out. It's like, it ain't make sense. And this is the thing, though. I wouldn't even been mad with it. Unlike these people, I wasn't going to be mad because I looked at, that was just where my life was. I looked at this. I got dealt some cards, and I got with the wrong people, and this is just where I was. That's just where I was. I wasn't mad. I didn't feel like, oh, you wrong, you don't pick me, you ain't fair, you ain't right. I looked at this one, this is my life. I'm living to eventually just die. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have picked me. So to be picked and chosen, I got 11. What else you gonna do? Think about it. I'm being honest. Would any of you guys have picked yourself when you was in your estate? It just one. I looked at listen, I never fought against other people that I felt like had it. Like people going, I just looked at, that's where they were at. I never looked at them people, man, them stupid people trying to live right. I just looked and I was just like, it wasn't even in me. It wasn't in the conversation. That music, I definitely didn't like no gospel music. I didn't like none of that stuff. My dad played that stuff like he can throw all that stuff in the trash. I didn't want to hear that stuff. Cause your ear not even tuned to that. I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't want to hear it. That's not where I'm at. That's not what I'm living. I ain't trying to live it. I ain't trying to fake it. This is just where I'm at, and this is just the life. So I'd have never chose me. So to be chosen, you got to have an understanding because it seems unreal. But then when you read, listen, now, what is it? Yahuah obtained what it seeks. So what we're going to say? See, the reason why you ain't saved, you ain't even trying to look for it. You said, how many times we've heard that? So is it the reason because, are we going to say Yahuah wasn't seeking it? They sought it and couldn't get it. But only those who are
elected.
That's who obtained it. That's what make you a harvest so much, because you're like, You're like, wow. You can look at somebody and it ain't just the day. It ain't just, I've been pegged you. I pegged you before you got here. I knew before you, if I knew about Louis when he was in Abraham loins, don't you think I knew about you? That you were going to be a waste and a failure and a disgrace? That I never take you. See, he knew the thing with some of us. It's because the debt was so great, the loyalty is down. He even told him, he sat down and he saw a woman had come in and she had started washing his feet. And she used her tears. And she took her hair to dry it. And they sat around and they were watching him. And they were trying to look at, surely he knew what kind of woman this was. And they had said to themselves, they said, he know what kind of woman this is. That he would set him and she would let him do something like that. But nobody said a word, so he asked Cuff. He said, Cuff, he said, 2 people, he said that had a debt. He said one of them debt was bigger than the other one. He said you flatly forgave them both. He said, who would love you the more? He said the one with the bigger debt. He said, that woman, from the time I walked in this house, she hadn't stopped crying. And she wiped my feet with her hair. He said, her sins, which are many, he said, they forgiven. She was willing to humiliate, put herself to come in here and look at, I use my tears. I take my hair to dry your feet. You know what kind of place you got to be in? You're not a woman. Think about this. I take my foot, want to take the foot on it and put in one of these foot to hell. But you finna lose all this up in him. I mean, gonna think, what kind of nigga, you crazy? You put your... She took her hair and washed his feet. Because she looked at my debts that big. I know what you came to do. And I'll do that. I'll humble myself. It'll be embarrassment. They'll feel embarrassed. They'll look at me and think I should be embarrassed. I went, it's because I know what you can do. And he asked them and let him answer. That's what he told her. He said, her sins, which are many. He said, they forgive them. He said, from the time I walked in, said she hadn't stopped kissing me. From the time he walked in, she just kept kissing his feet and just crying and just wiping it with her hair. He said, when I came in, he said, you didn't give me no kiss. He told you, he said, when I came, he said, you didn't give me no kiss. He said, you didn't offer me nothing to wipe my feet. And her sins, which are many. He said, they forgiven. See, that's why I'm here. Y'all want to know why I'm making my business to be here on time, and why I don't be hanging out, and why I ain't missing, and why I ain't sleeping with none of these members and hadn't and been messing around with these kids, why I do it, hold my tail, why I got it. Because that man flatly forgave me for everything. See, it's hard to walk out on a man when you look at, he been better than you, been than yourself. Somebody give you a chance, listen, put something down, listen. I was a thief, I steal too. He put it down, walk off and leave it. And you said, I want to earn your trust. I ain't gonna take nothing. I want to rebuild myself with, because you were willing to take me, and you knew I was a thief when you took me. They had a joke years ago, they said about a man ran a snake over, and saw the snake run, got the snake and got it up and he healed and took care of the snake, and had the snake, and the snake bit him one day. He told the snake, said, you bit me. The snake said, you know what I was when you got me. See, when Yahuah told me I was a snake, and that man took a chance with me, that's why I'm grateful. You ain't gonna believe it. That's why I love it. Somebody give you that kind of chance when you couldn't be trusted. Couldn't even trust myself. And then you look at somebody willing to give you that opportunity to do that and say, I'll do that. I'll give you that chance. They talk about him taking a man who was a lunatic, couldn't keep it close. I was a homemonger. I would. I tell you, man, I get pissed, man. I drop my pen down in public. I tell folks, kiss my behind. My friend, they tell you, I ain't care. Remember, I drop, tell you, kiss me. They say, man, drop it. I ain't care. I ain't care the sunshine. But you ain't got to, that's what my mind was. I didn't think nothing wrong with it. I was young, just crazy like that. I did a lot of crazy stuff. So you just look at the things you do, and the man pick you. What you do? You find out these people, they were seeking him and still couldn't get it. What you do with that? When I heard, years ago, I was found in them that wasn't seeking me. You think I knew that man was talking about me? I heard that. I never even questioned it, because that's not, in English or anything you state, that makes no sense. How somebody fight ain't looking for you? He said, that's why I was. He said, I was found to them that wasn't even looking for me. You ain't going to believe it. That's why I love him. For the fact that, what you do? I wasn't looking for him. I was looking to get high, drink, looking to sleep around. I was looking to sell dope. I wasn't looking to get saved. I wasn't looking for that one. And out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? It resonated, it attracted me to make that change and want to get it right. And I know how hard I had to work. So I was working from, everybody else start from the ground. I was working from underground. You can put digital on the front of mine. Yeah, I was underground. Isn't that right? I'm just being honest, I was underground. Like folks told me, you got to start from the ground up. Not me. I was down low. I was in a bad spot. I was suicidal. I mean, it scared me so much more. I was suicidal. When I thought about what I need to do and how far I was, shoot, I would kill myself. Man, it could get you to a point where you can harbor with that kind of heart, just for the sake of nobody else would have gave me the chance he gave me. Nobody. Nobody would have held him in. Nobody held in there with me like he held in there with me. Nobody gave me that chance. And when you find somebody get that kind of chance, you don't want to mess that up. So a lot of people, that's why they can do it. They got people to blow and people to mess over. When you got him and he get that opportunity, you like, I got to make this right. I can't mess this up. When it look like everything you put your hands on, it messes up, it going right and that thing go left, you like, that's just part of how things work out for you. You know, you touch stuff, it just start out, but you know it's going the wrong way. And you used to it. You get coming, you get ready to, when it do, you always got a plan. People don't know. People don't know. But those are the type of people he can use. For whatever reason or the particular, he realized, I forgave you a debt that's so big, I know you'll be loyal. And then somebody won't cut and run. A lot of folk cut and ran on him. A lot of folk cut and run. They got something else to do. It's when you ain't got nothing else to do, when you ain't got nobody else there to trust and nobody else that believe in you and nobody else to give you a chance. And he come along, he give you a chance. What you gonna do? He told you, say, hey, some men, send by. He wanna know why y'all send by idle. They said, cause nobody gave us no word. He said, well, go work. And whatever right, he said, I'll pay it. That was me. That was me. Nobody gave me no word. Nobody gave me a chance. All the chance I got, I had to get out and create them and deal with people and just stuff you do and things you just get yourself into. And I remember this one guy, I knew him since his daughter went to school together. We went from now, he's a drug dealer. He's an older man, though, older than me. But I said, daughter went to school with me. And we did a lot of business together. He was a weed man. I was the candy man. And so I buy weed from him. He'll set up a deal, and I do a deal with him. He make some money, bring me somebody, we make money, go. I smoked. I kept plenty of weed. I was just a weed head. And one time I didn't go over there. Somebody else went. All of them dead. All of them dead. Every one of them dead. God came in behind them. He tied them up. He butchered every one of them. He cut them up in pieces. He totally just destroyed it. Blooded the place up. I used to be in this spot all the time. All the time I went here, I made deals, I go in, I got with him and go, and that day wasn't my day. And he just killed them, he cut them up in pieces. I knew what that was about. Everybody in there, innocent, made no difference. He killed them all and cut them up. That's why I love him. So when he cut off everything around you, he let you out of a situation you shouldn't have made it out of this one. What do you do? What do you do but be loyal to him? People that hate you for your consistency, they want me to be inconsistent, but yeah, understand, that's what I've been all my life. Before I met, that's all I ever knew, be inconsistent. I ain't know about keeping no loyalty to nobody or being trustworthy to nobody, what that meant. I mean, it's you either get or you get got. That's how I looked at it. You get or you get got. So you get somebody before they get you. Even my friend, that's how we were with each other. We'll steal from each other. And it make no difference, just look at it. You gonna get or be got. Ain't no loyalty. You know, we were friends, but that's what we did. And you know what they say about what kind of, these your friends, these your people. So what's your mentality? Help people, love people, want the best for people. The people I'm with, we'll take from each other. It's just what it is. You slip. They say you snooze, you lose. So nobody can appreciate the con of Yahuah, I think. Well, to me, than me. Because I know my story, I know where I was at. I know where I was when he came and got me. I was sent by idol. I wasn't doing nothing. He chose and picked me, just like you. You might not think a lot of it because you might be looking at the dollar bill, which everybody look at the bill. You need the dollar bill to pay your bills and do it, but you ain't out. You ain't outside. You ain't lacking. You ain't going to go home. He provide. Made no mistake about that. He provide. But he wants you to see something different than the finances. Giving people money ain't nothing. I've been actually getting money. It really ain't what you think. It ain't hard as you're thinking. It's just the fact, though, he can't get people to get concerned about their salvation more than he can about the dollar. There people now fighting, hollering, crying about a dollar. They screw up. They've screwed up. Their whole life been screwed up. Why you think you ain't got it? You got to put something more important than just a dollar bill. That's your salvation. He told you, what would it profit you if you gain this whole world and you lost your device? What everybody going to say Bill Gates when they in Sheol with Bill Gates? Well, they going to say, man, if I could have had your money, this fire would be cooler. No. When you see that world going the way it's going, the wealthy can't even buy themselves out of it. And we need, because think about it. All of our been salute, think about it. If I had the money, they couldn't do me like that. If I had the money, I could be. Look at Donald Trump. He ain't got the money. $5 million. Oh, the people pay it. The people raise the money. Don't worry about it. But he got another suit coming right behind us. He got more criminal cases coming. See, I'm going to tell you how these people work. When they pay you and Mr. Yahuah wants you, your strategy won't work. This is how they get you. Most of you people don't know. You can plead the fifth in your own defense. And the reason why they do that, because it's some things that I could testify to if I was in court. If I can prove that I didn't do what you said I did. But to prove it, I would incriminate myself on something else. Everybody plead the fifth ain't pleading the fifth because they're guilty about that situation. If I tell you why I'm not guilty of that, I will implicate myself in something else. If I tell you why I'm not guilty, hypothetically, of her murder, I had to tell you about how I was breaking in his house. So that's why I plead the fifth. Donald Trump pleaded the fifth because he know he's guilty, which is smart for him not to do it. This is how they get you. Most of y'all people don't need people work. I spent a lot of time and a lot of money in courts. That's why they got him with the silver suit. They would have never hit him with criminal charges with rape with her. He'd have pleaded the fifth. Guess why you can't plead the fifth at? In a silver suit. So now I get to question you. Your answers, I'm going to use them against you when I pull you on another case. When I use them against you, it's going to be so overwhelming, your fifth, you're going to want to say, I want to testify. Checkmate. Any way they go, I'm finna checkmate you. I'm going to checkmate you when you pull the fifth, because I'm going to bring up and I'm going to play for the audience what you said to prove why you guilty. Now, if you really pissed and you want to fight, you ain't guilty, you don't come out that fifth. Stay with your fifth. Come and take you down. You see what I'm saying? All checkmate. They got him run him out to say what they needed to say. He told them celebrities been doing that stuff for 1,000,000 years. The next question was, do you consider yourself to be a celebrity? He said, yeah, guess so. All they doing is just picking them apart. See, and it ain't them more than it's Mr. Yahuah. Because you know what? People put their eyes, all of us, means we put our eyes on these people with money. We feel like these people can walk through raindrops. These people can escape stuff. That man ain't escaping it. That man got case after case after case. Let me tell you what, supporter. Eventually you're going to run out. I'm not going to keep getting money, just keep throwing it away because of your stupidity. And they're going to checkmate it. That's how the system works. A lot of stuff we all desire to look like these people, be like these people. These people's life ain't what they claim to be. Can you imagine? You can't bump into these people. You can't bump into nobody. You can't say nothing wrong about it. That's a case. You're going to court. You know how many constant suits he got? You know how many women he done met? How many women he done seen? How many women he done hugged? You know how many women he done kissed? You know how many women finna come out the box on this? He hugged me too and pressed my breast up against him and did like this. After a while, you guys just pay some of these just to get them out of the way. Because you start looking at the legal time that you spend on these attorneys again. None of these are $150 hour lawyers. These are not $250. These are not $500. These guys charging you thousands by the hour. Their retainers are high. Appeals cost you money. Like he told me, I'm going to appeal it. That's on top of that $5 million you're going to peel off. Because you know they're looking at it. They might got to go back and refile. I got to try to convince them to get another case, which means we got to go back to court again, which means we got to get a jury set again, which means I got to get people here whose specialty is in picking jurors. I got to charge you for sitting down picking a jury. I got to charge you for man hours. I got to charge you for paralegals, for people pulling stuff. I got to charge you for documents. I got to charge you for stamps. I got to charge you I got to charge you for phone calls. By the time you get finished, it's just racking up. And eventually you get pushed away. You just got to give in to some of this stuff. See, Yahuah do this for some of us because we put our eyes on these people. Keep your eyes on Yahuah. Keep your eyes on Yahuah. Learn to pray. If you want more, how many of y'all want more than what you got? Good. You ain't going to believe it. Start taking care of what he gave you. I told my kids that. I've always told them, I tell my wife that. I said, I can't see you getting nothing else. How will you take care of what you got? I said, am I just making that? I tell them, I said, whatever. I always tell, how well do you take care of what you have? I want, Yahuah, I need a new car. What wrong with your other one? I don't change the oil. I don't check transmission fluid, the tire bar, the brakes burning out. This thing just raggedy. So you've been a great steward over this one. When you want this car, how many seconds? You're terrible. This is what I try to tell people. Show him you can take it. Y'all know why Daoud sat over Yasharal? He took care of those few sheep. He looked at it. If this man would put this much care in these small, his brother made it almost insignificant. We didn't know it was a small number till his brother said it. Who you left them little sheep with? But when Daoud testified about it, he told him, he said, my father gave them to me, and I kept them. Why y'all don't believe that what you got, Yahuah gave it to you? Because you don't think like that. You want him to, now you want him to give you something. Oh, he's trying to figure, so who been giving you the other stuff you ain't been taking care of? I know one thing, Lord gave me a new car, I'm going to take care of that one. Well, you shot the old one to hell. He had a real big problem with this new part. Because you don't take care of what you got. I tell you about it. What I'm telling y'all, I appreciate Bright, the rest of them ain't saying that too fast, maybe they meditate. I tell them all the time about that. And I'm just saying, that's the truth. I tell them, I don't say it being funny. I try to tell people, why am I asking him for more when, Tony, you're not a good steward of what you got? Send me 200 more members. Oh, I'm taking care of y'all. Made a mistake. This is all hypothetical. No. I can't get no double and triple none of y'all. There's some more people in the world that if they don't look just like you, they act like you. You think I want two of some of y'all? You think I need 2 sick Porky Mike? Mike been missing sin. That man came, ate every day of the Muhard and we ain't seen him. They said he would come back. They lied to him and told the man, you know, this Wednesday night is Ukog Shabul. He thought we would eat. That man, I gotta get well. No, but in all seriousness, I do want us to do better and get a better understanding about things and appreciation for him for what he does. Because we don't consider, man, people blind. And some of the people blind are asking him for sight. He got to get them eyes from somebody. There's some people they deaf and they want to hear. He got to get it from somebody. See, you don't realize, if you're not a good steward of what he gave you, I take it from you. He told you about a man, he gave him talents. And he said one went and took his talent and buried it. Because he said, I know how you were. And he let him know. He said, if you know how it works, you should have took what I gave you and you should have got me some interest on it. He said, now I'm going to take that what you have and I'm going to give it to them. He didn't say I'm going to multiply what they have. I'm going to multiply what they got because I'm going to take it from you. See, that's what, if you guys start looking at the science of how everything worked with him, when people get stuff, somebody lost something. Just like when they tell you the market lost $50 trillion. Where that money at, just in space? Is in where you think is at? Somebody, guess what? Somebody been doing a work, some people. Some people been palau and they been pleased. You know what he did? He said Baraka. And you know how he Baraka? I took it from somebody else. And they don't know who he took it from. You know why? So they don't have to look at them. They don't have to worry about it. All they know, Yahuah just Baraka me. That's all they know. When people get them healthy baby, they have no idea it's a baby born dead. Isn't that right? He said, because I want you to have your baby. You know what? We just get them, we just complain, the pain, we don't realize. Only when you got your baby alive, I killed somebody else's. That's it. See, when you start realizing why, because somebody else gone. That thing, it pleading for somebody's life. I let you keep yours. How long you think we're gonna play this game? You keep yours, and I take somebody else's. You know what did you find about people that go to funerals after a period of time? People wind up going to theirs. I had an uncle, he'd go to everybody's funeral. I went to his. I didn't go to all the people's funeral he went to, but I went to his funeral. See, it worked like that. What you got, this thing just keep revolving around, and he moving to give it to somebody else. So you start learning how to appreciate instead of mumbling, grumbling, complaining, and trying to find fault by stuff and keep hollering about what you ain't got. You better appreciate what you got, because a whole lot of folk, he done took from them to get to somebody else. If you keep your stuff going, he gonna take from you. Well, it's a learning lesson. I know people don't realize, man, I know I done struggled. I don't know folk be thinking about I done struggled. Boy, I know that anybody gonna give you nothing. These folks do nothing for y'all here. These folks will sit here and watch you struggle, man. Hang in there. That give you some real power, boy, when you need some money. Boy, you need something, hang in there. Keep trusting him. You're like, I'm gonna try. And what'll happen if you break me off something right now? So I can get that focal point off this money I need right there. I can put my mind and confidence on trusting him. Maybe people watch you go down. That's why you got to put your confidence in Yahuah. Learn to appreciate what you got. Know whatever you got, he mindful of it. He know what you got because he the one gave it to you. And what he really like is people appreciate what they got. Learn to appreciate what you got. Take your time, appreciate what you got, and watch them add. Take care of what you got. Don't worry about them folks. Man, what the purpose keeping it up for? Ain't like getting no new one. He's exactly right. And that's why you'll never get one either. Because that's how you treat it. Ain't like getting no new one. You tear up and just run everything down. I tell you, take care of what you got. He gave it to you. Don't let the folk, man, you had like it was a God. Never said it. I just want to take care of what the man gave me. Man give you something. Why wouldn't you want to be a good steward over it? I mean, just learn where it come from. What about your health? Oh, that comes from the doctor. Not that. I'm talking about the other stuff, not your health and strength. Not stuff. I'm talking about like, cars and stuff like that. Your health and strength, you can shoot that to hell because that don't come from him. Because Yahuah said that's where his help comes. His head come from Yahuah. Probably get yours from somewhere else. Probably one of them little Chinese flea markets. So you better consider what you're doing. He give it to you, and he'll take it from you, and he'll give it to somebody else now. Y'all keep on doing what y'all doing. I try to tell y'all don't listen. Listen, help me to start that hospital down there saying you're fighting that new COVID. Everybody, it ain't about trying to be no bodybuilder. It's just about just trying to sustain yourself where your mind can stay more on him. When you're sick and you down, your mind is on your health more than it's on him. Anything you ask him about, it's always about you getting better versus on, what if I make you better and you don't get saved? Which one you want? Saved or better? What you say? Should. But I tell you what, he put you in another situation, you'll swap it out. He put you in a situation where it's either or. And every person gonna do what? They gonna do what? They want better. Yeah, I gotta deal with that later. He might come save me later, not when you gave it up. See, these are the things we don't consider. See, we wait till everything get kind of piled up on it, then you're trying to start figuring this out. It's good to have a plan going in. I understand that there are things that man is subject and prone to. So I want to be minded to try to make sure I want to have a relationship with him where I don't want nothing to impede over salvation. What you give me, I want to be a good steward, and I realize he don't give you nothing just for yourself. There's stuff we might want for ourselves. There's little things he allows. Don't get me wrong, look. But typically he gives you something, it's going to be so you'll be a benefit to others. And people lose sight of that. That's why they lose, because you didn't know how to be a good steward when they gave it to you. Y'all know that? That's just being honest. They only start taking away from them. Isn't that right? Y'all don't have to worry about it. Y'all just keep living. Some of what I tell y'all, you'll understand it better in time. If he lets you live long enough, you'll understand it better in time. People, once you get an age of maturity, you start to look at things differently. You start learning, you know less people. A lot of people you know, they gone. They'll never be back. If people cross your mind, you forgot all about it. They gone. And you start to realize it won't be long. They'll be saying that about me. So I got to look at what effect that I need to make while I'm here. So you here, and you're a tool he uses. Any man that got tools and ever used for a trade, they ineffective. How much use you do with that tool? It's ineffective. I don't even use it. Anything, get rid of it. So you need to learn how to be effective while you're here. And when you're not, there's no need to keep you or use you. That makes sense? Yes, sir. It just makes sense. It don't make sense. What's a collector item? Yahuah ain't like us. Everything he got, he plan on using it. Even if it's the Rosha. I'm like, how you going to use them? He said, they'll be fuel for the fire. Let me just finish this up. We're going to get ready to go. Go ahead and get your money. Let's get ready to go. Finish this up. Yahuah winner, we'll finish this up Shabbat later. Let me run through here. So we read this, right? Oh, have we finished that?
We haven't finished it.
Oh, come on. No. 7. We didn't finish it. Come on, 7. Come on. 11
now,
to 7.
What is it? Yahusha has not obtained what it seeks, but only those who are elected obtain it, and the rest are hardened in their law.
Uh-oh. Y'all hear that? See that? Law. Some of y'all are here the same way. Your law hard. Come on.
As it is Katab, the Elohim has given them a ruach of deep sleep, not to see, and ears not to shama unto this yum.
Y'all see that? Yahuah get that. You said, what's wrong with you? Hypothetically, you did. Boy, I don't know what's wrong with you. Seem like you can't hear nothing I'm telling you. You can't see this? I'm arguing and fuss with him. What should I be considering? How many of y'all it's hard for y'all to see what I'm saying? How many of y'all it's hard for y'all to understand what I'm saying? Y'all know what? If you could talk to them people on the other side of that camera, you ain't gonna believe it. I don't see it. I can't understand the word he's saying. A lot of y'all hear people say that, man, that man, how y'all understand what he be saying? The man be talking so fast, and y'all be saying, I hear everything he say. As it is Katab, he wrote this before. The Elohim has given them a ruach of
deep sleep.
Deep sleep. Not to see, and ears not to until this yum. That's 2 things they got. Blinded eyes, 3. Blinded eyes, deaf ears, and Rahab the harlot. Ain't that right, Josh? That unto this day, Josh loses when he read that. He's like, that's what's up. Come on.
And Daoud says,
do what?
Let their table become for a snare.
And
for a trap.
And
for a stumbling block.
And
for a recompense to them.
Guess what? Guess where Yahudah messed up at? At the table. He made a snare and a trap. Ain't all the time. He told you in the 10th chapter book of 1 Corinthians that the Benin sat down. What did they do now? And what did they do? Where was the trap at? They want to play if it wouldn't have been for them sitting down eating. See that? See, he gives you things. It ain't just, you see how he could put that in your mind and let you realize when they rose up to play, before they sat down to eat. So where was the trap? Guess what Yahusha messed up at? Who made him mess up at the table? Say it louder. I cannot hear you. The Kohan. Tell me what the Kohan did. Come on, just put a check. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Balaam, in the book of Bamart, they called numbers. You don't have to go and get it. Balaam, he called the Benim of Yahusha to sit down and eat that food. You need a pen. Oh, one of them. Come on, man, we got one. I used to do something riding the bus. When we tell the Kohan, you think about the 28th chapter book of Yahuah. All table full of vomit and filth. Because he said they also had air through wine, through strong. But who did he say? Come on back, bit man. I'm in that chat. He never told you the other people. He told you the Kohan and Naba'im. Here we're talking about the people. Don't worry about it. Ain't nothing a check won't fix. Don't worry about it. How many of y'all, when you get your check, you feel better when you get paid? Well, we won't care to feel better, right? We gave him 2 checks. Appreciate you. So you see what he wanted? He wanted them to become, he said, and become a snare and a trap and for a stumbling block and for a recompense to them. See, it came back. Then he came back to revisit them because of that. He took them when they in the 26th chapter of the book. You had to go and get it. 26th chapter or 25th chapter book of Bamart. That's when they sat down. Balaam called them, sat down to eat the sacrifice. And he told them to take all the rosh of Yahusha. Again, what he wanted to do? Hang them against the Shema. He said that the fierce anger of Yahuah be turned away. You know how people realize that? When we had Yahusha, that's why we hung him up against the Shemash. We hung him up where he was parallel right against the Shemash. Did y'all know that? That's where we put him at. See, everything made sense that we did in Jerusalem. Jerusalem sat right in Kadim. See, in Kadim, what it means in the front. That's where we put him in the front. Y'all wouldn't know that, would you? Don't worry about it. Everything he give us, he got a particular point, reasons why he does certain things he do. Which way is the Yom? The west. He gave him a reason why he called it the Yom. Because of the water and the noise and how it go. And he was sending them toward the south. Remember we tell them, where we tell them about God to go toward the south? Where he told them it was? When that way was desert? Okay, don't worry about it. That's why he said it was dry. See, he gave you the direction different than the reason these people gave him to you. He knew exactly what it means. So like when he told them about the north, when he put them in Safar, Safon, when he told them about it, he knew it was darkness, hidden, closed. That's why he wanted him to go in. And he wanted him to open the door that was toward the north. Because he knew what it meant. And when he opened it, he said, I can see all these things these people portraying. See, when he gave you all these different directions, these people gave you something. You have no idea what these people are doing. He knows what he's doing. They're not just directing him. He knows what goes on in them. He knows what happened. Okay. That's the West Coast, what they got out there. They got that water. Them noisy people, too. He knew exactly what he's doing. Look at the South. Hot and dry. That's why he sent them now, because it was dry. It was desert. He told them, go toward the South. He said, where it's desert. I put you there for a reason. Put you in Kadim where I want you in the front. He knew what he was doing. Because that's why I tell you, English don't teach us that. English will give you a word and that's it, versus you can root back to see what's the real meaning of why he does what he do. They thinking he's just doing something like them. He doesn't do the things the way they do them. That's why they have a problem with him. Because they try to figure it, and they try to figure it to the way they do things. That's why I told you, if you watch Europeans and you watch America, they all seek Greek. You ain't going to college and pledge nothing that ain't Greek. What do they have now you can pledge that's American, other than the flag? You go in Greek. And he told you what the Greeks seek out of them. And he told you what he used to confound these people. He take their wisdom and make it, he said, my foolishness is better than their knowledge. Because they keep trying to break him down to them. It don't work. They try to write for him. It don't work. We still going back how to look at things the way he do it. It don't matter how they put it. He make us go back and say, I go verb first. They do subject. I do verb. I'm all about that action. That's amazing. They shoot a movie before it gets started. What the first thing they holler out? Subject, object. What they holler first thing? I don't know how they don't see how Yahuah do it. Why everybody say come and holler action? That's a verb. They got it from Yahuah. Why don't holler subject? Movie start. Why they holler action? Everybody know Yahuah way. He told you his way. After his way, he said, tell me. Come on, finish this up. So we did that, and let it be a recompense. Now what else we got?
Let their be darkened not to see.
Come on.
And let bend their backs all ways.
Come on.
I say now, have they stumbled in order to fall? Let it not be. But by their ma'al, Yeshua has come to the Guim for the sake of their jealousy.
You see that? That makes sense? He said that it was our stumbling was in order, have they stumbled in order to fall. Typically, because he talked about it being a stumbling block. So typically you put somebody stumble, you want them to fall. He said, let it not be so. They would have said, God forbid. But then he said, but their transgression, salvation has come to the Gentiles for the sake of their jealousy. Y'all understand that? How many of y'all don't understand it? Hands? Don't? Okay. So now, since he was telling us that some things had to be clarified, because typically we read, we kind of speed jump in front of the answer, the next answer where it's going. If we put a stumbling block for them to fall, what are we looking for? They'll fall. If he put a stumbling block for them to fall, what is what I'd be looking for? I should be looking for their fall. So he needed to stop me and let me know. No, they're not going to fall. But he did it that through our transgression, if that's how salvation came to the Goyim. That's how the other nations got it. Think about it. What got us out of Jerusalem? Transgression. And when it got us out of Jerusalem, where did we go? Captivities? Scattered. Which put us where? In different places. We gave opportunity to other Goyims to learn it. Had we stayed in Jerusalem inside the wall, inside the car, closed in, they didn't have opportunity. Where were they getting it from? Was he out just talking out the other Goyim? Only way they could have got it from us. So you can see why our transgression wound up coming to their fall, and you ain't gonna believe it. Here we go talking about Kassid again. So now you're seeing Kassid. We saw favor Kassid we got through obedience. Now you're seeing Kassid favor come to people through our disobedience. See, everybody got opportunity to get Kassid. What the Gentiles gonna say? They ain't get Kassid. They got it from us through our fall. Remember, see, that's what you're missing. We're talking about what the subject is. The subject was about Kassid. You got twisted up in it while we were reading, you forgot what it's about. But now he's telling you this is still Kassid, you just don't see it. See, through our fall, that's how they got it. Then he came back and he told you, guess what happened? For the sake of jealousy. How many of y'all don't understand that? Because of how it's written. One person back there, as you might. You don't understand? Don't be ashamed. Just put your hand, you don't know. Listen, how about instead of playing like you know, anybody, if you don't know, let's see, we got to understand that. Well, first of all, how that's going to work. What was the name of this group of people you were talking about? Say it louder. I'm not saying it be fun. Say it louder here. Yatsachaq. What is the meaning of the name? He ruled as Elohim. So when he made him in the garden, what did he say about Adam? Let him have, or he said make him after. His what? And lightning is going to be similar light. Let me see. I don't want you to take my name in vain because I'm jealous. Well, that's what he says. For the sake of jealousy. You ain't going to believe it, Dave. Yatsachaq was jealous. So now, through your fall, guess what happened? Salvation came to other nations. You ain't going to believe it. You jealous nigga. You went and got one because you seen me with one. That's how you got her back. See, I used a character trait that I gave you from me. Now, listen, I do this for a living. Everything else I do is recreation. I can read and do this while I'm going. Don't make no difference. That's how he got you. This is a trait. I gave you image and likeness. So you got it from me. I kept telling you I was jealous. Didn't I tell you I was jealous? You ain't gonna believe it. Y'all some jealous niggas. Why you think you him? We'll put a sound of them. Jealous niggas. Think about it. What you do? Hold on. Ain't nobody here had no cousin, nobody come over. Got a toy they ain't play with. They done picked it up, they playing with it. Your behind ain't been studying the toy. What you want? Let me get that toy. Man, you want to play? I want it. Are you serious? You ain't been studying. I want it bad. That's how he used to get us back. See, your transgression got you away because you were lurking, you were looking at other people. Your jealousy, it caused you to fall away. Now when you see other people come to me, guess what? Now here you come running back. See that? That's how smart he is. I use one of your traits against you. And you wouldn't even know it. You ain't even know it. That's like, listen, that's called being crafty, caught you with guile. Well, I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer with that, but we appreciate Mr. Yahuah. I get y'all gone. Give Mr. Yahuah a hand clap.